Apologies, everybody. I was unmuted in the other Windows chat room that we had for the board, but sorry, I am back with you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I now declare the 2023 Annual General Meeting open and extend a warm welcome to you all, and thank you for taking the time to join with us. So before proceeding, a couple of housekeeping matters. Noting that this meeting is being held using Microsoft Teams virtual meetings platform. So members, please keep their microphone muted during the meeting unless asked to speak, and members should keep their camera on where possible. Those of you who wish to ask a question should use the raise hand function in Microsoft Teams and wait to be invited to speak by myself. When addressing the meeting, please unmute your microphone, ensure your camera is on if possible, and introduce yourself and ask your question. Members may utilise the chat function in Microsoft Teams. However, formal questions should be directed to the meeting via the raise hand function. The chat may not be actively monitored for questions during the meeting. So before we start, the National Association of Testing Authorities acknowledges all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander traditional custodians of country and recognise their continuing connection to land, sea, culture and community. We pay our respects to elders past and present. Welcome everybody to our meeting. My fellow board directors are Sanne-Marie Schlebusch, the Vice Chair, Tracy Hoytink, Gillian DeCint, Giacomo Colica, Mark Burgess and Eric Swain. Also we have online our CEO, Jennifer Evans. Also we've got Nata's executive management team and a number of Nata staff who have taken the opportunity to observe this year's AGM. We also have today our auditor, Mr. Russell McGree from Stewart Brown, Chartered Accountants, to answer questions in connection with the audit of the financial accounts for the year ended 30th of June 2023. The notice of meeting was circulated to authorised representatives via email on September the 5th, and I will take this as read. And as there have been no requests for items of other business, I will follow the agenda that you see on screen. The minutes from the 2022 AGM are available on our website. Simply input 2022 AGM minutes in the search window on the Nata homepage. The agenda for the 22 meeting was the same as for today's meeting, and hence if there are no objections, I will take the minutes of that meeting as read. So over the past year, we've navigated with everybody else the post-COVID world, weathering significant inflationary pressures which continue to impact the Nata business model, requiring some changes to Nata's systems and processes. In 2023, Nata continued to step up its visibility with a 5-city Why Accreditation Matters roadshow, playing to near capacity audiences at each venue over May and June. Our marketing team continue to showcase the Nata story, and I encourage you to keep track of their work, promoting the importance of Nata and of accreditation via the Nata website and socials. I'm always proud to see how Nata engages and indeed works collaboratively with both members, volunteers, regardless of the challenges that exist, and as a natural part of what we as Nata do. To provide more detail, Jennifer Evans will now present the key insights of the past financial year. Thanks, Jennifer. You're on mute, Jennifer.
Sorry. Okay, all good. Thank you. And hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. As David mentioned, 2023 has been a year of significant activities for Nata, from our APAC evaluation to our Accreditation Matters National Roadshow in June of this year. Throughout the year, we've embraced the need to look to the future of accreditation and continue to drive our mandate to increase awareness of accreditation to industry, business, and to the wider Australian community. So to our year in review. As David has mentioned, Nata, like many organisations, has faced challenges as we've transitioned to a post-COVID business environment. We had anticipated there would be a financial impact to our business, and we budgeted for a loss in the financial year 2023. Unfortunately, again, as experienced by many businesses, the challenges were greater than we expected. In particular, costs of travel, that is airfares and accommodation, which were exacerbated by our work catching up on some overdue assessment activities, and of course, salary pressures and recruitment costs. Again, like many businesses, we've experienced a period of higher than normal staff turnover. So we finished the year with a deficit of $2.9 million, having budgeted for a deficit of $1.2 million. But there is some good news. Our overall financial position continues to remain strong. To our accreditation highlights for the year, firstly to the APAC evaluation. This was conducted in March of 2023. It is a 4-yearly comprehensive evaluation by the Asia Pacific Accreditation Cooperation. The evaluation was conducted by a team of experts, and you can see us all there in the picture, from accreditation bodies in the Asia Pacific region. Our team leader was actually from an accreditation body in the United States. The process comprises an on-site review of our documentation and records and the witnessing of Nata assessments. So the team actually accompanies us to facilities and witnesses our assessments. The evaluation team is looking for compliance with the international standard ISO IEC 17011, that we are competent and capable, and that the accreditations we grant can be relied on. The process itself is very much like a Nata assessment. We are delighted that our signatory status in the APAC Mutual Recognition Arrangement was reconfirmed for testing, for medical testing, for calibration, inspection, proficiency testing providers and reference materials producers. And we're even more delighted that our scope of recognition was extended to include biobanking, that is ISO 20387, which makes us one of only 2 accreditation bodies in the world to have had our biobanking accreditation program internationally recognised. Throughout the year, we dedicated a significant amount of time and resources to ensure a smooth rollout of the revised ISO 15189 standard for human pathology laboratories. We provided our members with the tools they needed to understand, become educated, and be assessment prepared for the changes to the standard. And we commenced assessing to the revised standard in August of 2023. Throughout the year, we celebrated 2 significant accreditation anniversaries. In late 2022, Nata and the Royal College of Pathologists of Australasia celebrated 40 years of accreditation in pathology. When Nata and the college joined forces in the 1980s, this was internationally groundbreaking. Firstly, accreditation in pathology. Secondly, an accreditation body in partnership with the preeminent professional and technical organisation. And thirdly, there was no international standard on which to base our accreditation criteria. Unsurprisingly, there were some sceptics, both here and around the world. But like a lot of the work that Nata has done over the past 75 years, our program paved the way for other accreditation bodies to establish their own programs in human pathology, and it formed the basis for the development of an international standard for human pathology, ISO 15189. This year, we celebrate 10 years of the Nata ASA, Sleep Disorder Services Accreditation Program. We accredited our first service at the Royal Adelaide Hospital in 2013. And we now have 95 accredited facilities across both the public and private sectors. This is another example of Nata partnering with the profession, in this case, the Australasian Sleep Association, to deliver an accreditation program that remains contemporary, technically, and clinically relevant. Our strategic mandate to raise awareness of Nata, of accreditation, and of the value of using Nata accredited organisations continued in 2023. Our national Why Accreditation Matters Now and Into the Future roadshow featured Nata business updates, member stories of accreditation in action, and key insights that directly impact and improve member outcomes. With nearly 1,000 attendees across the live events in Melbourne, Sydney, Perth, Adelaide, and Brisbane, it was a great success by any measure. To bring to life the extraordinary diversity of Nata members, we've continued to develop member video stories that highlight the essential impact their operations have for all Australians and how accreditation is central to this. We are also shining a light on the benefits of accreditation and how it positively impacts our members, industry, and of course all Australians. I hope you've had a chance to visit the Nata website to watch both series. So to the year ahead. 2024 is shaping up as another busy year for Nata. Firstly, we are currently finalising a new 5-year memorandum of understanding with the Commonwealth Government.
It's an opportunity, but I'm not planning to say anything.
Is it live now, Sean?
I think someone is not on mute. I wonder if you would mind muting. Thank you. Just as I said, we're currently finalising a new 5-year memorandum of understanding with the Commonwealth Government. The MOU is very important to Nata as it is the basis for the recognition of the Commonwealth Government as the national authority for accreditation of testing and calibration laboratories, reference materials producers, and PT providers. It also gives us recognition as a peak authority for the accreditation of inspection bodies. And this year, the amendment of the MOU will add biobanking, for which we will become the national authority. Last year, as part of our 75th anniversary celebrations, Nata undertook an externally facilitated project which we called Nata Beyond 75, which, as the name suggests, was aimed at shaping the Nata of the future. The project involved surveys and interviews of staff and members. It involved senior management workshops, and it culminated in our We Are Nata staff conference on the Sunshine Coast in December of 2022. The project generated a lot of information, and one of the outcomes has been to commence a new 3-year strategic plan effective on the 1st of July of this year. The new strategic plan has 3 key focus areas. Importantly for members, one of the focus areas is member experience, and another is internal excellence, and both of these will be aimed at improving your relationship and engagement experience with Nata. The third key focus area is business strength, where we'll be looking closely at Nata's viability in terms of our revenue sources, that is, accreditation services, education services, and the potential for other revenue streams, and in terms of our expenses, where significant, sustainable cost savings can be made, all again of benefits to members. And tomorrow, the 12th of October, we are very excited to officially launch Accreditation Matters 2024. We're taking Accreditation Matters to a new level with a 2-day conference on the 25th and 26th of June at the Sydney International Convention Centre. We anticipate more than 500 industry leaders, technical experts and quality professionals from Australia's leading technical organisations for an incredibly diverse and engaging conference program, as well as providing a unique opportunity to network with Australia's best and brightest. There will be many opportunities for those interested in getting involved, from delivering presentations and sitting on key panel sessions to exhibiting products and services and high-value sponsorships. Many of you on our call today will receive Nata News tomorrow, where you can learn more and get on board at this early stage. So in handing back to you, David, I'd like to acknowledge your support, the support of the board, the support of our volunteer committee and technical assessors, and of course, the ongoing support of our wonderful staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer, for that comprehensive overview, and thank you for the cooperation that exists between yourself and the Nata management team and the board itself. So moving then to the board appointments following the 2023 elections, we welcome back Dr. Mark Burgess and Mr. Eric Swain, both of whom I am glad to advise have been reappointed to the Nata board for another 3-year term. Mark is chair of our audit and committee, risk committee, and also Eric Swain has been on our nominations committee. So that now takes us to the 2023 annual report for the Nata Group, which includes the auditor's report, which is and these are available on the Nata website. The auditors have provided an unqualified report, and I can confidently state that Nata is well able to pay any debts as and when they become due and payable. So I move that the annual report be accepted. And on the basis that that there are no questions with regards just simply to the annual report as it stands, I will declare the 2023 annual report accepted, so that this concludes our formal business, and I now open the floor for anybody who may have questions with regards to the report or with regards to our proceedings today. So I see one hand there. So
I can see Matthew Watton's hand. Matthew?
thanks,
Yes.
Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hi. I just wanted to see if I can get an update, please, on the Members Advisory Forum.
Yep.
The last AGM mentions that it has a meeting twice a year, and the current terms of reference also mention that. But looking at the Nata website, there's no minutes for that meeting since about May 2022.
Okay.
Correct. The forum has met. Annie, do you want to just comment on the dates and?
Sorry, sorry, David, you just broke up there. Were you throwing that to me?
Well, either yourself or Tony, in terms of I think we've got the dates of the meeting that they held.
So I can answer the question. Sorry, Matt, I can't see you. Are you still there, Matt?
Yeah, I'm casually working from home, so I'm not.
That's okay. That's okay. Sorry. Yes, Matthew, there was a meeting. We've only had one this year, and that was on the 16th of August. And yes, we normally have two. Unfortunately, circumstances didn't allow us to hold a second meeting this year. We will have two next year. So I suspect there's been a delay in the minutes going up on the website due to a significant illness of our client relations manager, who's been unfortunately hospitalised for a significant period of time. But there was a meeting on the 16th of August. Hopefully the minutes will go up fairly soon. She's back on deck. She's back on deck now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think it's an important forum that we have as members, and I just don't see a lot coming through about the topic in Nata News or any of the correspondence. So I guess wanted to promote it, that we are interested in that
Yeah.
from a side of things.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback, and thank you for the question. We view it as an important forum. We do use it to socialise new initiatives, new ideas, brain explosions, Matt, and also we ask the MAF members for their input to visibility initiatives and so forth. So we actually see it as a very important forum. I think probably we had a rocky start simply because of COVID. We weren't able to meet face to face for the first couple of years of the forum, but I think we're now really gaining some momentum and some impetus. We also may be looking for some additional members into the future, so please watch out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Matthew. The board sees that forum as being quite important as well. And certainly the minutes of that meeting have been prepared. So, and I did attend that meeting as a guest as well, and it was certainly interesting to see the comments that are coming through. So thanks, Matthew. Do we have any other questions?
Sorry, just Matthew, thank you also for the feedback that you view it as important. We will take that on board in terms of our wider communications to make sure that there is better information or more information made available to members on the outcomes of that forum. So thank you for that feedback.
Yeah, I think it just needs a bit more visibility, that's all.
Yeah, thanks, Matthew. I'm happy to take that on board.
Good to hear you're interested, Matt. That's great. Any other questions? So if there are no further questions, I would like to thank everybody for your participation and being perhaps a more active part of our fraternity, Nata fraternity, and look forward to continue working with you as authorised representatives, interested parties in whatever dimension, technical assessors. It's all part of what we do together to create an environment which is healthy for Australia in regards of the accreditation of all our services. So thank you, everybody, and I now declare our meeting closed. Thank you.